Well, welcome back, everybody. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle,
and we both love soup. We've been raging about what's going on in
raging
politics.
against the machine, so to speak.
We're doing our first podcast in the morning. So this right now is Saturday morning. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
not
a
awake
twist
yet.
for us. That's a twist for us.
I don't think Zach's awake yet. We're all kind of...
Yeah. Everyone's maybe get a little different flavor out of us for that. And of course, our drink is non-alcoholic.
It's delicious, though.
Still good.
And gone.
So been really struggling with what Trump is doing in one...
Destroying the environment, destroying humanity, destroying people's lives.
It's
in
only
1
been
month.
1 month.
I know. The other day, didn't you say something like, it's only been like 3 months?
And someone said, no, it hasn't.
It's only been 1 month. You're like, oh. Yeah. If he's already done all of this in 1 month, think how bad it could be.
Exactly. So trying not to doom scroll and such, but also want to remain informed about things.
Yeah.
And I did come across an article, how you cope with this stuff. And it was 3 questions to ask yourself when the world feels out of control. And I thought, okay, tell me those questions.
What are the questions?
First question, where am I directing my attention, time, and effort? So to consciously think about that. And that's where I determined I was directing way too much of my attention and time to reading the rebuttals of the maggots and the people who are still supporting him in all of this.
Yeah.
I will say, I've struggled that we've cut out, or I have tried to cut out most of anyone who voted for him that I knew you consciously voted for him. I want nothing to do with you.
Right.
Especially now. I wanted nothing to do with you after January.
And we reassessed. We reassessed in about January, and we kind of said, so how are we feeling about that? And we all agree we're feeling good about it.
Super good about it.
Yeah.
But the one that remained an outlier for me was my aunt, who's like a sister to me. And I asked her this week, because she was asking me, oh my gosh, I see, United's moving 70% of their workforce offshore and they're laying off people and all this. How are things going for you? And, I expressed some concern about possibly, Miranda's job being in education and just friends who have people in the forestry service, just all this stuff that's happening.
The environment.
And I said to her, I go, how are you feeling about this, knowing that she voted? And she said to me, I didn't expect this. This is not what I was expecting. So there's a bit of remorse, which made me so happy.
That's what I'd be looking for in anybody, is a little bit of remorse.
I will forgive you if you say, I
had no idea that it was going to be like this. Of course, that just makes you stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what, were you not listening? But like those people, we have a friend who voted on the one issue. They voted strictly on abortion, and then all this other collateral damage came along with it. You got to go to them and say,
and we've been talking a lot about nobody's going to really appreciate anything that's going on until it happens to them or someone they know personally. And let me just tell you, we are going to get hit with one of the worst fire seasons because while they have not officially really laid off a ton of forestry service people, they have done a hiring freeze. And this time of year is when they all go to Florida. My brother was a forester, so I know these things. And I also read an article about this.
You're speaking from knowledge.
So they do these controlled burns in Florida, which trains firefighters, forestry service firefighters, and also takes care of controlled burns. And they do these not just in Florida, they do these all over the country. Controlled burns are an important part of the environment to ward off a lot of these major fires, and we still have fires. So now this year we're not hiring anybody. We are not doing the controlled burns, and come fire season we are truly going to be fucked. And we are already this has been a dry year, and we're going to be so screwed.
And many of the people who were hit with this were the young up-and-comers, people who had shorter terms of service, who were the future for this.
My nephew is on his way moving to DC. He's got a job with the EPA. He's been working remotely. They made him move to DC, and he is a probationary. We're amazed that he even still has his job.
Yeah, he's one of the probationary employees.
So he was very well. He got an award at the last gathering or something for being like one of the best most efficient probationary guys. So I think that's why.
But still,
they've held
he's
him.
got to be like, am I willing to uproot my life? Because I also heard these people, even the ones who took the offer, which don't get me started on how stupid that is, are now finding they just flat out got fired anyway.
Right. I think he's gotten a lot of offers from people to stay at their houses and or rent from them or whatever. So I think he's feeling a little less like, okay, if I make all this stuff to move there and it all falls through, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, it'll suck, but it's not a huge
But what's
deal.
a big deal is that, these are the people in the future of these industries, and they've just culled them. And so that bodes, even if we're able to go back on this craziness eventually, the time it took to dismantle versus the time to rebuild, oh my gosh, the time to rebuild is going to be exponentially longer.
Our friend brought up something. So I saw another article about, I wish I could remember which, it's not the NRDCA, it's the water, the people that protect the water, the oceans. It's like the ocean people. Anyway, I can't remember what organization they were.
Ocean people.
But they had a whole post on Facebook about how they are suing the government for destroying the protections that protect the oceans. And I was like, I think that's great. They're suing the government. And
She said, but no, they're suing us.
They're suing us because we pay for all of those lawsuits with our taxes. So yes, that's exactly right. So they're laying off all these people. They're destroying all this shit. And we are going to end up paying for it in the end.
Yeah.
So we're screwed no matter what. The environment's screwed.
If it
everything's
even
screwed.
gets...
There, we got a lot of dog going on.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we've got some corgis here, and I think I saw stage 5 clinger.
Oh.
No, okay, we'll deal with clingers later. I bought a new carpet cleaner, so I'm ready to tackle any clingers that come my way.
Hate the stage 5 cleaners.
Apologies for the interruption.
No problem. Okay, so anyway, yeah,
that's the first thing. How about you, Miranda? How have you been feeling about things?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it.
You're just working and
I'm just working.
See, you're busy. My business is so slow. I've had nothing but time to scroll and do.
It's like I'm aware of everything, and it's just like I'm almost numb to it now.
Right.
I did my first angry post though.
I think a lot of people are
Starting
like
to get
you, sticking their head in the sand and
Yeah.
just going la 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 la.
But I did do my first angry post, and I'm not normally one to bring politics to.
Yeah,
social
I
media.
did see that. It was about the
But
national
it was
parks.
because Brett and I just spent a beautiful week and a half literally admiring all these national and state parks, and I'm like, you know what? That actually might be the last time I can get that kind of photo,
Right.
Because they're either going to close, they're not going to be taken care of, or they're going to burn.
I heard they're
So-
pushing back on the national parks, at least closing. I don't know if that's
because there was a
a
complete
huge
uproar.
yeah, about
like,
it.
oh, my trips and all
But
that.
you're right. They don't have the people to
a
support it.
safety
They're
thing.
firefighters.
Yeah,
That,
even if they
again,
keep them
it's
open, there's not going to be regulations on campfires.
Right.
You're going to have a bunch of drunkards just
Yeah.
camping and not having.
yeah.
It's just not going to go well.
It's not gonna go well.
That was my first political post in a while.
Good for
I
you.
think ever actually. I think I've put stuff on my stories, but
I
like,
have been
put
posting
it on my timeline.
up the lawsuit.
Both
I am-
her, Elle and I posted one. J.D. Pritzker, who's the governor of Illinois,
Fantastic man.
who is wealthy in of himself, so he's kind of immune from the Trump influences in that the guy's got a lot of money and he's got a conscience.
and yet still is a liberal, which you can be both. That's
and
true.
he talked about, and I remember this because we were in Chicago when this happened back in the day, that the Nazis wanted to march in the town of Skokie, which is a Jewish community outside of Chicago.
yeah, back in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, and like actual full-on skinhead Nazis, and we pushed back on it at the time. The government at the time pushed back and said, nope, you can't march in that town exclusively. You know what? We're not going to stifle your freedom of speech. You can march in the city of Chicago.
Right.
They proceeded to try to do that, and they got shut down.
Well, they just were
hard.
overwhelmed with
Yes.
with people on the other side. So there was like 20 skinheads and like hundreds of people
It was
protesting
fabulous.
against them.
Whereas
which is
if
amazing.
they'd gone to Skokie, the Jewish community there would have been
Would have been
overwhelmed,
fearful, I think,
and
and-
were very afraid. So,
Yeah.
wow. But his story was, and that I reposted that, so I started getting into the political posts.
I think I post at least one political thing every day.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is I really unfriended most people But I kind of figure, all right, well, you didn't unfriend people, and you may repost what I post, and so on and so forth. And so I think it's important.
Like Pritzker and Walls, those are some possible good candidates to put out there. I think we've seen, as much as really would like a woman at the head, I don't think we're
ready for it.
Civilized yet enough to get to that point. And we've seen it with Hillary. We've seen it now with Kamala. So Pritzker or Walls.
I know it. What about a Pritzker and Walls
Yeah, we
together?
need to pick and start. Where are all these people? Get out of the
now.
woodwork.
We need to get them out there now. Yeah,
not too early to do it. So Love and Pritzker thing. And then I posted another one where a teacher did an example of where she had kids. She told kids, hey, you're going to watch this and you're going to take notes. Everyone has to take notes. And then, they did. And then she came back into the room and said, Johnny, you did not take notes. Very clearly, Johnny was taking notes. Everyone saw that Johnny was taking notes. And she said, you're in big trouble. You didn't take notes. You didn't take notes. And she said to the classroom, anyone here see Johnny taking notes? Anyone? And like a few people sort of grumbled, but no one said, absolutely, Mrs. Whatever. He was taking notes. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then she ushered him off to the principal's office. And again, no one said anything. And she stopped in the class. She goes, this is how it happens.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I've been trying to say to people. It's like these little things, the little things. We are firmly convinced that there is a coup going on. And right now it's okay because Congress is sort of on board. But all it's going to take is for Congress to say, a few more members of Congress to stand up and say, you know what he's doing is wrong. And then it will be a full-blown coup.
And he'll say, I don't care what you said.
I don't care what you said. I run this
place. Right now,
place.
he's got them aligning with him. But the minute they push and say, no.
What you're doing right now is wrong. And that's what they need to say. And
I almost want that to happen sooner than later to get past what we have going on now. But that will be a frightening constitutional crisis. And it's coming.
It is coming.
And I just really wish we just need 4 Republicans in the Senate to have some balls.
I mean, for him to come out and say
judicial branch doesn't count.
Zelensky is like, or Zelensky is like,
is a dictator.
Oh, you started this war. No, he did not. Putin invaded his country. So, like, just that kind of shit is just so annoying to me.
Yeah. Well, the second question in the what can you do?
Oh, we're still on the first one.
I know. Sorry.
We went off on a little tangent.
Dovetail.
That's a loaded first question.
Yeah. Where am I directing my attention, time, and effort?
Yeah.
This next one is what can I limit? And I know we've talked at other shows
Social
about
media.
this. So you can limit social media, but we are also trying to vote with our dollars.
Yeah.
And
there's a couple days coming up that you're not supposed to
vote by certain. Like I'll say right off the bat, I love Target. I was the one who would grab my Jamba Juice or whatever and go stroll in the aisles of Target and let Target tell me what I needed, knowing I only need to go there for like 1 or 2 things. I have not done that since all that DEI came out. And not that I'm this like DEI crazy person, but just the concept that they choosing to follow Trump in that particular policy tells me what I need to know about your company.
What I don't understand is, like, I thought Target was pretty
liberal. They're the one that had the crazy special clothing lines.
Yeah, they had the special clothing line, and I don't understand how they went the other way on this issue, because I feel like DEI is a hot topic. But you could make a stand right now. This would be a way for companies to make a stand.
Crumble, along with several others, and it is. I'm loving seeing their stock price tank.
I do too.
I
love seeing Tesla's stock.
Oh,
tank.
And that's another thing. I have a Swastika. I really can't get rid of my Swastika.
You can't. It's really good reasons why you can't get rid of it.
But my little protest is I am no longer plugging that car in my house. I am charging exclusively on his network, and that's my tiny little FU.
Because she gets free charging. So it's really.
And my car is slow to charge. So when I'm in a slot, unlike some of the newer ones, I'm taking a slot for what, Zach? 45 minutes to get a full charge? I usually send Zach out and say, hey, go buy yourself a sandwich somewhere and sit and charge. And we listen to, podcasts and what have you in the car. So it's relaxing, but I park in that slot.
Yeah.
And
I still think you need a bumper sticker that says something.
I'm working on getting cleverly.
Everyone who has a Tesla, and I understand why people bought them. I mean, we were really going to buy one, and then this whole thing came up. We fortunately waited long enough to realize what a dick he is. And
normally I hate Hyundai model years instead. When they have a car and they constantly change model, and you can tell, like, oh, that's obviously an old one, and you just
can't
bought
tell.
it. Tesla's, mine is 7 years old,
And it looks just like a new one.
Very similar, unless you look inside. If you look inside, you can see the steering wheel and the panel is slightly different. The seat config sometimes. Otherwise, on the outside, there's very little to the untrained eye that will tell you that mine is an older one. The cameras
So
are
if you have a Tesla right now and you are a liberal, or just not a maggot, I would urge you to get some sort of bumper sticker or license plate cover, because right now, we talked about this. Every time I see a Tesla, definitely a Tesla truck. If I'm looking at a Tesla truck, I'm assuming they're a maggot.
That was like Hummer of days of yore.
It is the Hummer of days
asshole.
of yore. Yeah, you're a dick. But even the regular Teslas, I'm kind of like
passing judgment on people.
assuming that you are.
So I think I saw one. I want to get like one of the magnet ones. Can cover up one of Ed's dents that said like, this was a good idea before Elon wasn't. I think was it. I thought that's a clever way to work, because I've seen ones that say F Elon and the felon, because it kind of spells the same thing. But anyway,
or just I bought it before I knew he was a dick. Is what the one I like personally.
So other thing, limit where we're shopping. We're very consciously, we'll never drink a Coors Light.
There's several days coming up, and you can find them online. There's a day that you're supposed to boycott Amazon. There's a day you're supposed to boycott Nestle. There's a day you're supposed to boycott General Mills, and then a total blackout on Walmart's one, and then a total blackout on everything.
Everything is the 28th.
Is the 28th, and Amazon I think is another separate day.
Yeah, it's a separate day.
Anti-Elon Tesla Club.
Oh yeah, okay.
There we go. Zach just pulled up some bumper stickers.
Elon ate my cat. Yeah, there's some good
Elon
one here.
ate my cat.
Okay, I like that. The anti-Elon Tesla Club. But I'll get that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Last one is, and this I think is my favorite of the three. What is good about today?
Oh,
So
that's
stop
a good one to
and
think
reflect
about.
when you're spiraling and things are out of your control. Find the morsel of good in the day.
You know, some people have used our blue book, our blue diaries, as a gratitude journal, and I like that idea. But I usually feel like I have
Mine's
nothing
more
to
of a vent.
I have nothing to be grateful. I use it as a pain journal more than anything. But like, that is to have a gratitude journal, or to just appreciate every day one positive thing about your day. I mean, I'm sure I have many things to be grateful and happy about, but I seem to be running out of them.
So yeah, just overall, I think the most disappointing thing right now for me is how many people don't have regret, and how many people are truly of the mindset of, unless it's directly affecting them right now, they're kind of doing the Heisman. Yeah. And I'll say our husbands are kind of that way right now. When they see us going, they're like, hey, it's okay. We're going to be fine.
I mean, Casey is definitely, he's written letters to our senator, congressman, Isa. And he is definitely, when we watch the news or see anything, or if I read anything to him, he's like, he is disgusted. He is angry. But that's for about 5 seconds, and then he moves on to watching YouTube videos of cycling and things like that.
And like, my life continues on.
And you know what's interesting? I think maybe it's a men thing, because our friends at the table the other day said the same thing, that their husbands were able to compartmentalize and separate out and just be like, la 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 la, day is fine, I'm good, everything's fine, and then only worry about it when it comes up.
How's Brett with it? I get the sense he's a little bit about that. He's angry about some of the things, but he goes about his day knowing it doesn't really affect him right now.
He's not an angry person. So
I'm an angry person.
I do definitely get
angry white women.
When I get riled up, he almost is like rolls his eyes at me.
See, that's what Casey does to me.
Gets frustrating.
Yeah. Yes.
But sure enough, guess who's now getting affected? His farming business that he just spent thousands and
I wondered about that, because they were going to get
because it's very environmental.
Yeah, he's like, wait, but they just opened the floodgates. For all these
Trump.
farmers.
He turned on the spigot.
Yeah, and he's like, so if that's the case, then my valves have no purpose. If it's always on. I mean, they'll run out of water and
but they flooded fields.
It ruined the fields.
I know. And so he's like, well,
for right now,
farmers aren't going to be buying my product
until they know what's going to go on.
Yeah, until he just demolished basically his
entire thing he's been working on for 4 years.
So now he's all in a tither. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer,
because it directly affects him.
Now you're mad. Now you're frustrated, and now you're like, what can we do about this? What can we do about this? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I would
honestly
say
don't
it would
wish
be
this
great.
upon-
You know, it'd be awesome if Casey lost his job, but that would be awesome for more than one reason because it would make us retire.
Yeah. But again, the effect on you would
It'd
be
be like-
positive.
yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, woohoo, we got retirement because
Yeah.
you're set up. So I know a big source of distraction for me, and I think you too, Elle, and Miranda, is reading, or for
I
me,
read a lot.
listening.
Yeah.
And I heard another clever, well, I think it's an incredibly clever word for the type of genre that Elle and I particularly enjoy, and that's cliterature.
Cliterature, yes. I read a lot of cliterature.
Cliterature with the whole Onyx Storm. So that
Don't
is
give
a
any, don't give
You haven't
any-
read
no,
it?
not giving
No,
it away.
I'm halfway through
I'm
Iron
about-
Flame.
Iron Flame.
Oh, that's the second one.
Yeah.
I just finished this. I reread the first one and the
Yeah.
second one,
Finish the first one.
Fourth
halfway
Wing.
through the second one.
and now I'm about probably halfway into maybe a quarter of the way into the third one. So,
But loving cliterature, looking for my next one. But
I got
would-
plenty of cliterature. Anybody
Yes.
wants
Yeah.
cliterature
I
remarks?
need some more
got
cliterature.
so much cliterature.
maybe next time.
Almost
So
everything I read
the book
falls
we're
under that
recommending
category.
today
So
was the
good.
one that our book club with the Lefty Ladies did. And I will tell you, you've heard us talk about how frustrated we were with our other group and our Trumpers, and got to tell you the story about that. So they still have book club. Elle and I aren't going, but a few of our lefty friends are straddling both worlds. Not really 100% sure why she's doing it. I think because she loves the escaping, and
Yeah, she just
some of the
likes
people in the
getting
group
out.
are our friends.
Yeah.
But one of the MAGA, and particularly the extreme MAGA in the group, actually stormed out of the book, left, didn't even say goodbye to the hostess.
Because they were talking
Incredibly
about
rude, because one of the people was talking about her son, one of the lefties, because they at the end of the book club they go around and say, hey, how's everyone doing? And this woman had actually lost her husband 2 years ago. Not that that was a limiting factor, but and her thing was she has a son who relies on Medicaid assistance, and
she's concerned that
was
she's
very-
going to lose.
was saying this is directly affecting us. The medication he had from 1 month to the next, like, quadrupled in price. She's worried about services and is fretting about it. And the maggot just did a and got up and left because she was feeling attacked.
And there was drama.
Drama. We weren't there for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, she walked out of the host's house, didn't say anything. People actually thought she might have gone to the bathroom, those who weren't really paying attention. This is how the story was told to us. We had lunch with the host yesterday, and she said, yeah, that was extremely rude.
Yeah.
I just want to ask her, how do you feel attacked?
Yeah, right.
I just want to see the sentence, and not even just say, oh, how do you feel like you're being attacked?
Yeah.
What would the response be?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Like, actually,
But
like, we're smart.
I can't
How
even.
do
I
you
still
respond to that?
can't even fathom how anybody finds this man
Knowing what we know
suitable
now.
and a positive thing. I don't get it at all. I had a post. My aunt is a big MAGA, and she posted this big post about all the wonderful things that Donald Trump has done in his life. And I was like, that can't be true. Some of this shit can't be true. And of course, I Googled and found the actual article, and it was about half of it was true. Did he actually give money to this, that? And yes, he did. But did he do this? No, he did not. So about half of it was true. So I posted on there, be careful where you get your information from.
Fox News.
Yeah. And I posted the article that I found that contradicted half of what she posted. And then I also said, and even if all of this was true, he is still a convicted felon.
And a rapist.
A convicted rapist is actually what I said. And that is enough for me. Or that should be enough for you, I think is what
No
I
matter
said.
what else he would have done.
And what was crazy to me is, one, that she posted that to begin with, and two, that so many of her friends were like, he's a wonderful man. Bless
they
President
double down.
Trump. They double down. And even though I wasn't the only one, my cousins, two of my cousins, one of my nieces posted and were like, we love you, but, blah, 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 blah. And they still were like, he's a wonderful man.
There's a chunk of them that are that way.
It's like a cult. It really is a cult, and they just don't see this evil that has happened.
One of the things Ed said to me was, that's a piece of it, right? And others that these are people who don't want to admit they're wrong. They have very little
That's
else
probably
going on in
true.
their lives, and this has become part of their persona.
Right.
So much so over these last 8 years that to admit that was wrong is like saying, I'm the worst
The
version of
person
myself.
that stormed
But you
out,
are.
we know for a fact, is somebody that would never admit that she's wrong because she is
She's always right.
She knows about everything. She knows she's right about everything. She's a know-it-all. So yeah.
But our book club that we was small and intimate, and we did a
was
great book. And it's
fabulous.
our book recommendation for today, and it is called The Book of Doors, and it's by Gareth Brown.
I think
highly recommend it.
We have touted the Midnight Library a million times on this. So this is one of our favorite books we've ever read in book club. This book is very, very reminiscent of the book
and
or
the
Midnight
questions at
Libraries.
Elle, because it was Elle hosting it, so she came up with like her 3 questions, and they weren't like questions you'd have in English class, like, well, why do you think she did X?
What is
It
the
was more-
motivation behind this person?
Conceptual. And this book, oh my gosh, does it lead to great discussions? Which of the books would you have wanted?
One of them allowed for time travel, and so
one
it was
allowed to remove someone's pain or
Yeah.
to cause them pain.
right.
Whole
One was luck. There was a book of luck.
Book of Health.
Book of Health. Yeah, so there were so many books, and it was like the questions were, what book would you want to have,
and why,
and why, and I don't remember what the other questions were, but yeah, just really invoked, and it was such a nice, small, intimate group, and I really just love
We
these
left there
ladies.
feeling good, whereas in our previous book club, we would leave there frustrated, and like, what the hell are we doing?
And this is a perfect example. We had just heard she had just been to the other book club, and it was awful. And there was feelings hurt, and somebody did storm out, and there was a lot of anger and frustration. And that's exactly why we are so happy we found this new group.
No
And
regrets.
No regrets. No
on
regrets at all.
But so a couple of the things we talked about in book club, and I don't know how we got onto the broken nose thing, but somehow we came up with,
Because it was like we were talking about, we were
looking at someone's nose,
fixing. I was
But
just talking
anyway,
about
we're
my
talking-
snotty nose, I think.
deviated septum. Someone's
Yeah,
talking
I
about
have a
deviated
deviated
septum surgery, doesn't work. And we joke that a lot of the people growing up use that as an excuse to get a nose job.
Yeah.
And then the one girl in the group said, well, everyone in our generation has broken their nose at least once. And I said, well, I haven't. And I think, was it Dre who said, I don't think I have. And then she said,
balls
we've
falling.
all taken balls to the face. Haven't you taken balls to the face?
We've all had balls in our face. we were
just
dying.
Bust out
we were
laughing.
and
So
then,
hard. As we're laughing, someone else, I don't know if it was you or Dre, said, well, maybe you're not doing it correctly. We're just going off like, here we are laughing about blowjob jokes.
Yeah.
And then someone else, as we said that, people kind of looked, because we I think said the word blowjob. Blowjob. And then it
just got quiet.
The room
and
gets quiet. So we decide, hey, if you ever want to get someone's attention, rather than whistling,
you should just say blowjob.
just say blowjob.
Yeah, it really
because,
is.
Man, did it
in your meetings this week at work, if you
Hey,
really
everybody,
need
Yeah.
blowjob? Okay, got your attention now. 'Cause
to, it really
it really
quieted
did.
the room.
Men
It was-
and women alike quieted and looked at us.
yeah, and then we, of course, are just tinkling ourselves
Yeah.
laughing.
Oh, we're just dying. How many balls have you taken to the face?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But it was such a good book club, such a good book. Really recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy read.
Yeah, one of the other things before we get into the lighthearted topic of the day was
We haven't even gotten to our topic.
we were talking about marriage destroyers. And in particular, we started off talking about cycling and trying to get a couple of these other women into it. And the one said, they were thinking about getting a tandem. And then immediately we're like, oh, God.
Oh, that's a
that
marriage
goes on the
destroyer.
marriage destroyer list, to be on a tandem with your spouse.
Yeah.
And the other one that came up, which I don't think you've ever done with Brett yet, is hanging wallpaper.
Yeah.
Evidently, hanging wallpaper.
Really, home remodel projects in general can be marriage
And
breakers.
so the one
Depends
was
on
saying,
how well you work
yeah,
together.
it almost came to blows. A 40-year marriage almost was destroyed over hanging wallpaper.
Yeah, we have never hung wallpaper, but we have done home projects
Mm-hmm.
that have come to blows. Not blows, but yeah.
All right. So
We've got a
theme
light
for
topic today.
Light topic for today. We haven't done a We Tried It. We had holiday happening gifts, but we have several products we want to talk about today, and I'll jump right in with one that actually my daughter was slathering on herself while we were sitting here, because she's heading off to the spa shortly with her husband before she takes a business trip. and it's a hair care and body care company called Everest, just like the mountain with only one T. And they are known for highly concentrated, low package waste, natural hair care.
Yeah, it's like a metal little.
And then
can.
the shampoo comes in either a tube that you turn a key or a little metal tin, and it's so concentrated. So like the shampoo is this size, and this is like 3 months worth of shampoo.
Really?
And you take a little bit of it and you work it up as a lather in your hand, and you do it. And
do they have conditioners?
And they have a conditioner. I'll have to show that to you too. I've tried the key one and I've tried the tin one. I like the tin one better than the key. Because in the shower it's kind of hard to get a grip on the key.
Yeah, because your hands are wet and slippery.
To turn it. So I bought like their starter kit, because we all try anything. And in the starter kit came this body oil. I had no intention of buying the body oil. I use other body oils. I'm like, okay, but it's in the kit, and it was cheaper to get it as the kit than individual. So you know me, on it. And their body oil is in a metal spray, reusable. It's awesome. I love it. It has a great scent. It's very moisturizing without being like super glossy. And Miranda just put it on, and I think she too enjoyed said body oil.
I've used the bar shampoos and the bar conditioners, and while the shampoo's fine, the conditioners are heavy. They kind of weight down my hair, so I've never really enjoyed the
Well, right now, and I think it's going on for a couple weeks too. So by the time this is released, they're offering 25% off. So it just so happens they sent me an
And
email
what is the
today.
name of it again?
Everest. Everest.
Like the mountain.
Hair care and body oil. Highly recommend it. Super eco. Like I said, the tins, or they'll sell, like with the body spray, what will happen is they'll send me a package, like a little tinfoil package, so I reload that.
Oh, nice.
If I order, and I'm definitely going to order more of the oil where I wouldn't have intended to. So that's a thumbs up for me. Now you have one that's not so much a thumbs up.
Yeah, I had ordered this. What is it called? The
Earth's Cure.
Earth's Cure.
Not the Cure.
Facebook popped up, and it was like, natural. Comes in glass. I like the glass. Comes in glass. Face lotion. It was a face lotion, a cleanser. The cleanser's not glass, and a retinol, once a week kind of thing.
So you bought the kit. You
I
said,
bought the
I'm going
kit.
to give you a try.
It was $90. I'll give the kit a try. Not loving it. I'm not feeling like I'm super youthful. I'm kind of digging the cleanser. I feel like is a nice. You can actually feel it on your face, like it has
doing something.
It almost feels like when you have a facial, the first stuff they put down that's like a little bit of a acidy.
Lactic
it feels
acidy.
acidy. Yeah. So I do like the cleanser. Unfortunately, that is not in glass; it's in plastic. But the lotions, it's not doing it for me.
So thumbs down on Earth's Cure.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't say thumbs down, but thumbs not,
sideways.
Thumbs sideways.
So the other thing I have been trying now for about 3 months was a makeup company called Jones Road, just like the name Jones Road, and it's Bobbi Brown's company. And
I had a friend that used to love Bobbi Brown at Nordstrom.
Unfortunately, this is not sold. I haven't seen
stores.
it at Ulta or Sephora. So you order it from Bobbi Brown.
What about Nordstrom? Because they used to sell Bobbi Brown. Have we checked?
I don't know, because I think this is her spin-off. Like, she may have had a contractual agreement with that, and so that's why it's called Jones Road. But they have what's called Miracle Balm, which is you can use it as a blush, you can use it as a lip color, and they also have the foundation that I've tried. Super good for aging skin. My mom tried it when I was up there last week. She loved it, so she wound up ordering it. The trick, though, is
trying to get the color, because I'm looking at her color, and it's
tough. It's trial and error.
Yeah.
They're good about doing refunds for you, but you have to go through the trouble of doing
it's a
refunds.
nice big size tub,
and very little
in glass,
goes a long
which
way.
is really nice. But this color is not
Too
my
pinky for
color.
you.
Yeah, it's too pink for me. So I would have to really.
They have
struggle.
a quiz you can take. I got mine on this shade. I got on the first try, so I don't know if that one worked out good for me. But I highly recommend it. Not super spendy. You can get a kit which was like this and this, and I think it came with a little lip thing. Again, the kit was cheaper. It was like under $100. I have sort of a price point. I'll try anything if it's
under $100. I'm with you. Yeah, it's like okay.
So Jones Road foundation and blush, highly recommend it. The other skincare that I'm doing, which is not my makeup skincare, that I've now been doing for about 4 months, that I'm pimping out. I may have mentioned it like in passing on Not We Tried It shows. a company called Naked and Thriving.
I think you did mention it, but I don't think we've done it.
And it's very oil and serum based. So if you have oily skin,
love an oil and
probably
serum
not
based.
for you, but my Gen
Well,
X
that's
skin.
my 305, 405, 302. Remember that's
805.
805.
Just absorb,
No, that's not right.
absorb. And so
302.
the day and night routine is basically 4 bottles. So you have a serum you put on at night and then the oil. And in the morning you have a serum you put on and then the oil. And I've been using that and then just a little bit of my favorite, more thicker eye cream. And that's been it. And I've really been happy. My skin is not flaky anymore. I was undergoing kind of a like, what the heck is going on?
You were molting.
Yeah, but it just continuously
I hate it when I
molting.
molt.
So Naked and Thriving, again, you can
Or
get like
leprosy. All my skin is falling off of me.
this one's a little bit, the
We've sung that
kit,
on
the
here before.
4-piece kit is a little more than the 100, but they're big bottles
Yeah.
and will last you months and months. So Naked and Thriving gets a thumbs up for me. I'm sticking with it.
I'm sticking with my 302s. I think is what they are. The number 302. I can never remember. It's like 405, 30. No, those are freeway. I think it's 302.
can I hear
And
a-
I get it from my my esthetician who I used to go to in San Diego, who I no longer go to because it's San Diego. And she has Blossom.
Is she Trump?
Blossom Organic. No, I don't imagine she is. Blossom Organic. And I think you can get her stuff on her website. So if you go to Blossom Organic, and she has a vitamin C oil, and it's a 302 oil, and then a serum. And they come in glass, which I love.
These are glass too.
And they're
pretty.
it's about $50 a bottle, and they
That's what
last
Naked
a
and Thriving
really
is.
long time.
That's what Naked, so you get the 4 bottles.
Yeah,
and-
and she has discount. Like she had a Valentine's Day sale, so I bought a bunch of stuff. I like to help her out.
So the other thing I was going to pimp out is I'm a big fan of blue jeans. I live in either athleisure wear or blue jeans.
I am not.
I kind of don't have a middle road there.
Jean baby.
And I'm tall, so blue jeans have always
have
been.
an eyelash.
she Elle's molting over
I'm
here.
molting too. I just pulled my wings off.
So I wanted to kind of just pimp out my 3 favorite right now blue jean brands. And the first one is by far the most comfortable. And those are Judy Blues. I think you even have a pair of Judy Blues, don't you?
No, those are made for curvier women. They do not fit me. I've tried them on. They do not fit me. Yeah, they're made for people with a waistline, and I don't have one. They always have like a hip where I don't have hips.
I guess. Love the Judy Blues, and they're very economical. You can get a pair of jeans from Judy Blues for about $40-50, which nowadays, forget about it. Some of the top brands, because the other brand I'm going to pimp out, Mother Jeans, start at $250.
I think that is such a bad name for jeans,
right?
Isn't it? People used to talk about mother jeans, but it's like, have you seen the Saturday Night Live skit? That's the mom jeans.
The mom jeans.
When somebody said mother jeans, that's exactly what I thought.
The mom
they're mom
jeans
jeans.
scheme.
Oh, okay. That's a terrible name. I don't know who came up with
Love
that.
my Mother Jeans. Don't like the price tag on them.
What are they, about 200?
$250, $260.
Wow.
And like the latest pair that I'm eyeing, which I didn't pull the trigger on, was like in the 3s. They're boot
Holy
cut ones
shit.
because Kendrick Lamar has made boot cut back in style again, everybody.
Well, I'm always been a palazzo. I love my cabbie jeans. Those one cabbie
we
jeans.
got to get those in a 0 for
I
you.
know. I
because
need a
you'll be happy.
different size because they're kind of
Cabbie
baggy ass.
sizing is
they're a little
make you-
baggy ass.
Yeah, baggy ass. Mother jeans are definitely good for the ass, as well as the last pair I'm going to pimp out is Silver brand, and I don't think
heard of them.
Now those they would drive you nuts because they're meant to be more body hugging and they're thicker denim. You would be like, this is touching me.
Yeah.
I love Silver jeans because they were one of the first brands that truly came in a variety of inseams, because a lot of jean companies have, okay, well, here's our standard inseam, which is like a 30, and then we've got this uber long 36. It was like there was nothing in between, so you were going to have to hem or wear floods. And I like that Silver truly has it. Like, they have 30s, they have 31s, they
Like
have
men's
32s.
jeans. I've never understood why women's
Right?
jeans and men's jeans are not.
Why not?
It's the size the same. I do love what are my
Free People.
no
Rag and Bone.
Rag and Bone. I have like 4 pairs. And talk about expensive.
Tencel.
Those are expensive.
Screen printed Rag and Bones. Those
I have
are 300
I have like
plus.
4 pairs of Rag and Bone jeans, and I love
They're
them.
jammies.
And I bought most of them. I bought at the outlet, so they were not disgustingly expensive. I did pay full price for one pair.
Silver jeans run about $100, so they're in the midway. But
Yeah, rag and bones are about 200.
silver jeans you can find like at Nordstrom. Same with Mother. Judy blues are a little tougher. They're more of
They're
you
more
have
of
to
an
buy them
online.
online.
Yeah.
And my one piece of advice with that is believe them when they say they run big. And you don't want to buy your true size. Like even when I was still going through weight loss, I liked buying Judy Blues because, I wear a size 3,
Yeah.
It's that sizing is goofy because there's so much lycra in these things. The one thing about the lycra is if you are prone to putting them in the dryer, you're going to wind up ruining them sooner. So one thing with Judy Blues, let them air dry because there's such a high
I would
actually,
never do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There is nothing I own that I air dry and nothing I own that I dry clean. I wash everything. In fact, if it says dry clean only and I look at the tag and it's like, oh, it's linen, I'll buy it in a size larger so that I can
so
wash
you can
it.
deal with it. Well,
Yeah, I'm just like, I refuse to dry it. And if I do buy something and accidentally wash it or dry it, then I'm screwed.
well, and all three of these pair of jeans, in conjunction with Levi's ones, are good for when you're dealing with flat ass. They're good. So
I'm always
flat ass
dealing
jeans.
with flat ass. Panoramic ass, we call it.
Panama ass. Last thing I'm going to pimp out, which you actually tried, but you weren't supposed to chew
it out
them.
of my teeth.
So I am stepping up my health journey, and I've started personal training. So I have a personal trainer 2 days a week, and I did a big health assessment yesterday. They took 9 tubes of blood for the first round of health assessment, and the next Friday's the next 9 tubes of blood. So I'll get this comprehensive blood workup. Well, it's working on nutrition as well. So I'm trying to build my strength and really get good nutrition. So I have sprung for these Swiss made vitamins, custom vitamins. Are called Bioniq.
It has your name on it.
Yeah, Bioniq. And you go to their website, you fill out a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of PHI type things, but they custom formulate, and they're granules, and they're time release granules, and the whole supposed technology behind it is compared to a pill, which gets absorbed all at once. Different compounds like magnesium, biotin, iodine, lutein, all need different kind of levels of release. So these things are coated. So each like one of these little granules is actually
It's like a tiny little
is a
vitamin.
little different compound. And so mine, it tells me on here what the makeup is. And then they adjust this based on your feedback that you constantly will give them. Like, and also seasonal, and they have it tuned to your area because they said what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. Your environmental factors come into play in what supplements are important. Like we live in a warmer climate, we get more sun.
We get vitamin D.
So, okay, our vitamin D comes
Although
in
I've been
different-
vitamin D deficient, so I don't understand that at all. Like, how do I live? And I bike every day. I'm out in the sunshine every day, and yet I.
No, you don't get this.
Thanks.
And then once I get my function test done, I can upload my results too. And so if that said, hey, something, and then they'll adjust it. So I'm excited about doing that. I've been on it now for about 2 weeks. I love it. You take a scoop of these granules. Elle took a scoop and chewed them. You're not supposed to chew.
I thought they were like chew. I was expecting a nice flavor, and they're like
no.
It's like chewing.
It's granules. You take a thing and then you swing
And
it
they
down.
did have a flavor. You said they don't have a flavor. They do have a flavor like bad vitamin flavor.
Yeah.
But
So excited about it. They're about $85 a month, and the way it comes in a nice, pretty glass bottle, and then you get 3 refills in total at one order. They come in nice little foil bags.
But that's everything, right? That's all
everything.
Of
It's all I take a day.
I take like 5 different bottles
This is all
of different
I take a day
things.
is
So I guess
2
that's
scoops of this.
probably.
So I'm excited to
that
see
bad.
how that impacts my health. But
I'd probably at least spend $80. Maybe I should try that stuff. Although I don't really.
but you don't like the granules.
picking it out of my teeth. I just
chew it.
didn't. I didn't like that. Yeah, I
So
shouldn't have
I'll
chewed.
keep people updated on
Swallow, don't chew.
exactly. Gulp it down if that has done anything for me. And also my results of my function test. So my FabFitFun box came with $100 off my function test. So instead of paying
I'll be curious what you find out from that. because
$4.99.
My doctor has been offering me some advanced test thing too, and I've been
I'll
putting it
show
off
you the list of all
and
it's
doing it. Yeah, I want to know.
110 different things they're reviewing, including like lead in my blood.
Oh, I've always wanted to know
and
that one.
9 tubes. And so as she's doing it yesterday at Quest, she's like, what are you having done?
And how much is this thing?
So without the FabFitFun coupon, it's $4.99, and
that's
it
not too
includes 2 rounds of those tests. So they're doing
now
these
and
right
then-
now, and then 6 months from now.
Oh,
and you
that's
can
pretty cool.
add on. There's a whole bunch of other ones you can add on a la carte in addition to the $4.99. I didn't do any of those.
Oh.
Like if you have a history of something, they go deeper. But yeah, I'll read off those on a subsequent show because I think it's pretty good.
What is the thing? You're saying you got this through FabFitFun?
No, so all I got through FabFitFun was a coupon to get. So this thing
Yeah, what is the
what's
company?
it called?
company's called Function. Function
Okay.
Health.
Because Brett's been wanting. He's like, I want to go get my blood work done. I'm like, okay.
Function Health. Pay
I don't know where
$4.99,
to point
and
you.
they will do all.
Well, you
that.
can also go to your doctor if you have insurance.
That's right. I was
and
like, yeah,
just go to your
but
doctor.
Do
The
what I did, where I
doctor
just booked it and said,
will
hey.
not give you all these tests.
Yeah, he's like, I want to know blank and blank. I'm like, I don't
Well,
know.
my doctor did. I mean, my doctor does a lot of
You
tests.
better.
so-
My insurance,
really
they
good
would,
doctor.
they did the basic, T4
Actually,
and
he's a
thyroid
nurse.
panel and all that stuff. But even then, my copay, I wound up paying close to that anyway after the copay. So I thought $3.99 for
I don't
all
think
this.
that's that bad. Yeah, I don't. I think that's
So I'll
pretty good.
let you know, and they're doing it twice in the
And
year.
then see if you can get another coupon.
Yes, so FabFitFun. It was one of the things when you go into FabFitFun, you can choose what
But I'm
items
not doing
you want.
FabFitFun. You have to see if, like, through them, if
Yeah,
they
if
they
there's
have
something else.
they might have a referral thing. Like,
Yeah,
you
I'll look.
refer somebody else, get $100 off, and
But
you
I'm
get
going
something
next
off.
week for my next round because they didn't want to take 18 tubes of blood from me at one time. So that's why they split it up. And then I'll get my.
I thought it was funny too because we biked 20 miles right after you gave half your blood.
But see, I'm a larger person. I think I can
They
do
have, like,
more blood.
memberships.
Yes, but it's $42 a month, but you pay for the year up front.
But what are they doing monthly? Sending me like,
They're just telling you so people think it's a reasonable cost. They break it down to
so instead of
see the asterisk.
charged annually at $4.99.
Yeah. But they want to tell you for $42 a month you can control your health. That sounds much more reasonable to some people than
And does that include the vitamins, or the vitamins are on top?
vitamins are a totally different company.
Oh,
Totally
I thought
different.
that
Oh,
was
so they give me the blood work, and what if they just say, yeah, you're a shit show,
The blood work is in
They
such a
don't
way
give
that you can upload to your doctor's.
and then say, okay, doc.
I had this done, doctor, help me now. And their report is pretty comprehensive and tells you because you're this is probably an issue. Talk to your doctor about X. So when I get my report, we'll walk through
let's
it,
walk
everybody.
through it.
$500 to see if you need to go see a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some
I guess
things-
I
I'm
like
not- I'm not-
I like my doctor because I go in and go, God, I'm just tired. I don't know what's wrong with me, blah blah blah, and he'll run all the hormones. He
I
ran
have
that.
to admit, I don't
that's
have
how
that right now.
That's how I
So
found
it
out I
would
have
be-
chronic Epstein-Barr.
And I
or
just want to
whatever.
know. I mean,
Reoccurring
I've
Epstein-Barr.
had kind of a radical shift in my body and my health and my nutrition and just everything. I want a baseline because as I'm heading into the final, third of my life, I want this baseline.
It's true.
I don't want my final third to be a shit show.
It is
and so
true.
I'm trying to grab on to everything I can.
When do you get results?
I think the first round of results come in a week, and then the next one subsequently after that. And they have like
I'm curious. I'm biting.
You're biting. So
You have me hooked.
we'll talk about that. All right. As we talk, I already said, drink today is non-alcoholic. I did a cranberry passion juice drink, and then
very good.
I had my little curated ice cubes. Did you guys appreciate my curated
I
ice cubes?
really appreciated the ice cube. That was
Squares,
cool.
and I froze fruit in them.
Oh, I didn't even.
There's
notice.
fruit
can
and
taste the
a
fruit.
little bit of rosemary
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
in a square silicone ice mold.
Can you spare a square?
Spare square?
You spared a square
No,
for us.
no square.
You
to
froze a
spare.
square for
I
us.
froze a
Oh,
square.
and that's why my giblets didn't get.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay.
So you get the flavor infusion without, because I know you guys don't like the crusty
Yeah,
bits.
this was really cool. I like that frozen.
And then I
fruit
mixed
in the
it to
ice cream.
cut the sweetness with some sparkling water. So it kind of was a curated non-alcoholic
It was lovely.
beverage.
It would be good with booze. It was good without booze.
Yeah, if I had done it with booze, definitely a gin or a vodka would have gone well.
Yeah.
And the soup of the show. So we've been having fabulous weather here in Southern California. I know much of the country.
It's not soup weather. It's sweater weather.
Yeah,
It's
so
not soup
that's
weather.
why I went with gazpacho. I went with a chilled soup today. Tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, onions,
Oh,
just
chilled.
all
I
blended
don't like cold
together
soup.
in my emulsified thing
To
that I
me,
got.
cold soup is a smoothie. That's not soup.
But with bread. So if you had this
no.
and a nice
No.
bread
No.
and
Yeah,
slopping it
You're
up.
you're with me on that one. Yeah, I don't buy it. Speaking of sweater weather, did anybody watch? Both there were two different shows, the anniversaries of Saturday Night Live 50 years, and the first one that I watched was the music Bioniq. Oh my gosh, definitely watch that
Music
one.
was better than the other one.
Yes, I agree.
Other
The
one was-
first like little snippet thing was just a mashup of every band, or not every, but like a bunch of bands. Like it would go from I don't like. Oh,
I mean,
it's
think
just
about it. 50 years,
50 years
and they
of-
had a show every week.
It was 500 and some shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Crazy.
500 and some artists, sometimes duplicated, like Paul Simon's been on a million times, but like just really, really cool mashup of all these musicians back and forth. And blah, blah, blah. So that was really cool. And then just the history of the musicians and how it came to be and how famous, like they would get somebody like Lady Gaga before they were famous on Saturday
because that
Night.
was kind of their thing for the longest time, was they wanted to give you
A platform.
non-mainstream
Yes.
people. And I remember one host came on, he's like, yeah, I know what you guys think. You watch our show and you love it. You go, but man, the musical guest really sucked. You're not going to think that today. And it was like they introduced REM or something.
Right.
But
And see, and that's, it switched. At some point it switched from being like nobodies
to the only mainstream.
to only mainstreams. But then they also talked about when they made that shift, it was also when they started inviting the singing guests to be part of the skits.
Yes.
And that's when you got like Dick in a Box and like those funny the skits with Taylor Swift being the girl. Like she did that skit with Jimmy Fallon. That was, I can't remember what it was, but it was actually.
I remember. Yeah, like Adele did something where she played like kids' instruments in a classroom.
Yeah, so that was a great one. And then
it's worth watching. Definitely the music one over the other one.
50th anniversary actual show. It had a lot of memories. The memory flashbacks were better than the actual skits. We thought the skits were like.
Right.
Really? This is the 50th anniversary?
Didn't age well. Some of them did not age well.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just was kind of... The only one I thought was pretty funny was the Bill Murray rating the anchor people was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that was kind of cute.
Colin
But anyway, so watch those. They're worth a watch.
So my song actually ties to another show that I started rewatching because it came out with its third season, and because they take so bloody long to send out the next season, I had to rewatch the others. So Yellow Jackets,
Which is a great show.
if you haven't seen Yellow Jackets,
A little dark if you're...
It's very dark.
Yeah.
So don't watch this unless you want a dark show. The premise is a girls' high school soccer team going off to their championship. Their plane crashes
In the middle
and
of
goes
nowhere.
down, and many of them survive and proceed to have to live for like 18 months in the wilderness. And then this show follows that and how those that survived, and then flashes forward to their current lives. And it's pretty dark because it gets into cannibalism and the things they had to do to survive. And just,
They didn't have to do that.
I know, right? But,
They had a good shooter. They could have.
I know.
They didn't need to turn to that.
well,
It's
Right?
sort
That's
of
how
like...
season one ended. It was kind of like, wait.
It's sort of like...
when it becomes winter, that's when it becomes the problem.
Could Leonardo DiCaprio
Gotten
have
on the
gotten on the
door.
door?
Yeah.
It's like
It's like
that.
damn well fit on the door.
He could have fit on the door,
Yeah.
but like it's the short. They could have lived without doing that, but there was something really
So
dark
season
about
3
it.
came out, so I was rewatching. I will tell you, besides I'm entertained by that because I love a good mix of gore and plot.
I did see a funny meme that was something about I have to go back to watching something horrible. Mysteries because of everything that's going on in the news.
Yeah.
I can't handle
It
the
calms
news.
me.
Yes, I can't handle the news right now. I have to watch my murder mysteries because it calms me.
And
Yes.
gore.
Thank
But
you.
I will tell you, this show has one of the best soundtracks of any
does.
show I have ever watched.
Yeah, it really does.
Love it. So my song for today came from that. And the episode I was watching yesterday, which is toward the end of season 2, was in the show, you could hear a song playing in the background. What they often will do is to have a lesser known artist sing a mainline song. So the song that was playing in the background was The Killing Moon, which is an Echo and the Bunnymen song, but it was a cover by another artist. And it was very melancholy and slow. And then at the end of the show, when it got intense and like something, they actually played the full Killing Moon song. So that's my song of the day.
That's a great song.
Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen is fabulous. The way they do the music, how it's blended into the show, love it. I don't know that I got to see if there's a Spotify playlist for the for that.
For
Oh,
Yellow Jackets.
Oregon.
Sorry, Dell.
Yeah.
Sorry, Al. We're better at basketball.
Yes.
Oh, beat Wisconsin? Is that what it was? Oh, I didn't see who
That
they
was
were.
a good,
I saw
close
you were
game.
watching Oregon, but I did not see who they were playing.
So Elle's song
is John Lennon's, what is it? It's,
Nobody Told Me.
Nobody told me there'd be days like this. Nobody told me there'd be days like these, strange days, indeed.
Yes.
I heard that the other day and I was like, oh my God, this is such an appropriate song for right now. So John Lennon, Nobody Told Me.
That's great.
That's my song.
And then I've got my thought to the end of the show, since we've
Deep Thoughts by
Deep
Jack Handy.
Thoughts, yeah, which was another one, yeah. SNL skit. But we've had a lot of dick talk today, so I thought this was an appropriate
Deep Thoughts by Dylan.
Deep Thoughts
Dick
by
Thoughts by
Dick
Dylan.
Thoughts. The dildo of consequences rarely arrives lubed. And that is what I'm really hoping what's happening here is that as these maggots start feeling the effects and they're losing their jobs, oh man, I want it.
Yeah.
I want
a
serious pounding
Yes.
on there. But
Yes.
the dildo of consequences rarely arrives lubed, Elle.
Okay. I like that. That's
Where did you find that?
Where did you find that? That's a great one.
I can't tell if I'd rather you made it up or if you just found it. But I think I don't want you to be.
No,
saying
I don't
made
think you
it up.
want her to have made that one up.
Please tell me it was like an Instagram photo.
Yeah, no comment right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I'm Elle.
And I'm Dylan.
And we both love soup.